Assalamu alaikum. So we will start today. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية. Inshallah, we're reading in the book Ramuz al-Hadith, starting Hadith number 600. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. طريقتنا الصحبة والخير في الجمعية. Hadith number 601. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا ذهب أحدكم إلى الغائط فليذهب معه ب3 أحجار يستطيب بهن فإنها تجزئ عنه. When one of you goes to the toilet, let him take with him 3 stones to clean with. They will be enough for him. Here we are, in the translation, we're trying to use words that modern day, current day English speakers will understand. Normally, to be more accurate, you would say someone going to the privy. This is what they used to call it, privy in the old days. It's a place where it is outside of the house where you would go to relieve yourself. But we're just saying here toilet so that it is understood by everybody. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا رأى أحدكم الرؤيا الحسنة فليفسرها وليخبر بها وإذا رأى الرؤيا القبيحة فلا يفسرها ولا يخبر بها. When one of you sees a good vision, let him interpret it and inform others of it. But when he sees an ugly vision, he should not interpret it nor inform others of it. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا رأى أحدكم الرؤيا يكرهها فليبصق عن يساره 3 وليستعذ بالله من الشيطان 3 وليتحول عن جنبه الذي كان عليه. When one of you sees a vision that he detests, let him spit towards his left 3 times, seek refuge in Allah from the shaitan 3 times, and turn to the other side. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا رأى أحدكم رؤيا يحبها فإنما هي من الله فليحمد الله عليها وليحدث بها وإذا رأى غير ذلك مما يكره فإنما هي من الشيطان فليستعذ بالله من شرها ولا يذكرها لأحد فإنها لا تضره. When one of you sees a vision that he likes, it is from Allah, so let him thank Allah for it and inform others of it. And when he sees others than that which when he sees other than that which he detests, it is from the shaitan. So let him seek refuge in Allah from its evil and not mention it to anyone, for it will not harm him. This is important to know that it will not harm. A bad vision does not harm. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا رأى أحدكم من نفسه أو ماله أو من أخيه ما يعجبه فليدعو بالبركة فإن العين حق. When one of you sees in himself or his wealth or from his brother what he likes, let him pray for blessings, for surely the eye is true. So this here is an indication that you can almost do hasad for yourself. When you see something good that you have, Allah has blessed you with wealth or success or something in dunya, it's okay to pray for blessings, but because sometimes you can do hasad on your own self. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا رأى أحدكم مبتلي فقال الحمد لله الذي عافاني مما ابتلاك به وفضلني عليك وعلى كثير من عباده تفضيلا كان ذلك شكر تلك النعمة. When one of you sees someone afflicted, let him say, praise be to Allah who has kept me safe from your affliction and has favored me above you and above many whom he has created. That would be thankfulness for that favor. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إذا رأى أحدكم جنازة فإن لم يكن ماشيا معها فليقم حتى يخلفها أو تخلفه أو توضع من قبل أن تخلفه. When one of you sees a funeral procession and he is not walking in it, let him stand up and remain standing until he gets behind it or it passes him. or the coffin is placed in the ground before it passes him. So to stand up out of respect يعني for the funeral. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأى أحدكم من فضل عليه في الخلق والرزق فلينظر إلى من هو أسفل منه ممن هو فضل هو عليه. When one of you sees someone who is favored more than him in quality and wealth, let him look at someone who is lower than him from those whom he is favored more. Yani you see someone who is richer than you or something, after that quickly to look at someone who is poorer than you, so that you have hamd in your heart and not to prevent jealousy in your heart. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت الناس قد مرجت عهودها وخفت أماناتها وكانوا هكذا وشبك بين أنامله فألزم بيتك واملك عليك لسانك وخذ ما تعرف ودع ما تنكر وعليك بخاصة أمر نفسك ودع عنك أمر العامة. When you see the people break their promises, their trusts become rare and they become thus, and he intertwined his fingers when he was explaining. Your house, control your tongue, accept what you approve of, abandon what you disapprove of, attend to your own personal affairs, and leave alone the affairs of the generality. This is very, very important. This is the advice that our sheikhs have given us, that especially in these times of fitna and discord and people you don't know the truth, where the truth is and what to do, the best is to stay at home and to keep your tongue and to busy oneself with oneself and not to be concerned with the general public. People they say, oh, it's important to take care of the general public, but you as a private citizen have no responsibility for the general public. The general public, the responsible ones are the ones who are the leaders. So we have to guard our faith, we have to guard our children, we have to guard our understanding of our religion, and to protect ourselves. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت أمتي تهاب الظالم أن تقول له إنك ظالم فقد تودع منهم. When you see my nation afraid of telling the tyrant you are a tyrant, leave them. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت العالم يخالط السلطان مخالطة كثيرة فاعلم أنه لص. When you see the scholar associating excessively with the ruler, know that he is a thief. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت الله يعطي العبد من الدنيا ما يحب وهو مقيم على معاصيه فإنما ذلك منه استدراج. When you see that Allah grants a servant from this world what he likes, even as he continues with his transgressions, this is surely allurement from him. Yani Allah is actually drawing him away from him, from Allah, from goodness, and by giving him more bounty, even though he is transgressing and doing evil acts, because then that person will believe that he is in the right and will continue to do more. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت من أخيك 3 خصال فأرجه الحياء والأمانة والصدق وإذا لم ترها فلا ترجه. When you see these 3 qualities in your brother, hope success for him: shyness, honesty, and truthfulness. And if you do not see them, do not expect them from him. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت كل ما طلبت شيئا من أمر الآخرة وابتغيته يسر لك وإذا أردت شيئا من أمر الدنيا وابتغيته عسر عليك فاعلم أنك على حال حسنة وإذا رأيت كل ما طلبت شيئا من أمر الآخرة وابتغيته عسر عليك وإذا طلبت شيئا من أمر الدنيا وابتغيته يسر لك فأنت على حال قبيحة. When you see that every time you ask for something related to the next life and you desire it, it is made easy for you. And when you ask for something related to this world and you desire it, it is made difficult for you. Know that you are in a beautiful state. And when you see that every time you ask for something related to the next life and you desire it, it is made difficult for you. And when you ask for something related to this world and you desire it, it is made easy for you, then you are in an ugly state. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت المذي فاغسل ذكرك وتوضأ وضوءك للصلاة وإذا نضحت الماء فاغتسل. When you see the prostatic fluid, wash your penis and perform wudu as you would for prayer. But if you ejaculate semen, then perform ghusl. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت الأخوين المسلمين يختصمان في شبر من أرض فاخرج من تلك الأرض. When you see two Muslim brothers argue over a handspan of land, leave that land. Handspan is like how wide your hand is, that amount of land that they are fighting over it, they're arguing over it, then it is better to leave that land because these people have lost their religion. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الذين يتبعون ما تشابه منه فأولئك الذين سمى الله فاحذروهم. When you see those who follow the verses of which are unspecific, then they are those whom Allah has named, so beware of them. In Surah Al Imran at the beginning, that there is a verse that says that there will be that the verses of Quran are some of them are clear and they are the mother book. They are the essential verses, and there are some verses where that they have 2 or 3 meanings or they are unspecific. And it says that the people who follow those verses and they make trouble and they make fitna concerning these type of verses, then beware of them. The Prophet is advising us to leave these type of people, to beware of them. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم من يبيع أو يبتاع في المسجد فقولوا لا أربح الله تجارتك وإذا أرأيتم من ينشد فيه ضالة فقولوا لا رد الله عليك. When you see someone buying or selling in the mosque, say to him, may Allah make your trade not profitable. And when you see someone announcing a lost camel in it, say, may Allah not restore it to you. This is because the Prophet ﷺ, he's saying this because the mosques are not made for this. They are not made for dunya purposes. They are made for dhikrullah. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيت الرجل يعتاد المساجد فاشهدوا له بالإيمان فإن الله يقول إنما يعمر مساجد الله من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر. When you see a man who frequents the mosques, then testify that he is a believer. For Allah says, the mosques of Allah are visited only by those who believe in Allah and the last day. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الرجل قد أعطي زهدا في الدنيا وقلة منطق فاقتربوا منه فإنه يلقى الحكمة. إذا رأيتم الرجل قد أعطي زهدا في الدنيا وقلة منطق فاقتربوا منه فإنه يلقى الحكمة. When you see a man has been given austerity with regard to this world and speaks little, then draw close to him, for he will indeed receive wisdom. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الرجل يقتل صبرا فلا تحضروا مكانه فإنه لعله يقتل ظلما فينزل السخط فيصيبكم. When you see a man killed in custody, he's in jail or he's in jail, he's held. When you see a man who is killed in custody, do not go to his place, for he may have been killed unjustly, and the anger of Allah will descend and afflict you. People they die in jail a lot, and this is usually an unjust death. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الذين يسبون أصحابي فقولوا لعنة الله على شركم. When you see those who curse my companions, say Allah's curse on your evil. There are some extreme groups who do this. They curse Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Aisha, and these are cursed. Allah Almighty curses them by the tongue of His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم المداحين فاحثوا في وجوههم التراب. When you see those who are given to praise people, those who are used to always saying good things about people, then throw dust upon their faces. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الأمر لا يستطيعون تغييره فاصبروا حتى يكون الله هو الذي يغيره. ما شاء الله. When you see that you cannot change a matter, be patient until it is Allah who changes it. ما شاء الله. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الحريق فكبروا فإن التكبير يطفئه. When you see a fire, make takbir, for surely the takbir puts it out. And this is because the fire is from hellfire, from Jahannam, and this is and shaitan is created from fire, so the takbir will put it out. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم العبد ألم الله به الفقر والمرض فإن الله يريد أن يصافيه. When you see the servant and Allah has afflicted him with poverty and disease, surely Allah wishes to purify him, to purify him for himself, like to keep him for himself, so that he is not busy with work and things like this, that he wants to keep him for himself. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم اللاتي ألقين على رؤوسهن مثل أسنمة البعير فاعلموهن أنه لا تقبل لهن صلاة. The ladies, when you see the women who place on their heads material like the humps of camels, let them know that their prayers are not accepted. This is something that the women, they used to do. I don't know if they still do it, but they put material or like a hat or something like that underneath the scarf, in order that people think that they have a lot of hair. So it's in a way it is a deception, and Allah does not like this deception, doesn't accept the prayer in this manner. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم عمودا أحمر من قبل المشرق في شهر رمضان فادخروا طعامكم سنتكم فإنها سنة جوع. When you see a red column from the east during the month of Ramadan, store your food for a year, for it is a year of hunger. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم مسجدا أو سمعتم مؤذنا فلا تقتلوا أحدا. If you see a mosque or hear the adhan, do not kill anyone. When you are entering a town in jihad or something and you hear the adhan, it means they are Muslims, then you are not allowed to kill anybody in this town. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم منهن شيئا في مساكنكم فقولوا أنشدكن العهد الذي أخذ عليكم نوح وأنشدكن العهد الذي أخذ عليكم سليمان أن تؤذون فإن عدنا فاقتلوهن ألا تؤذون فإن عدنا فاقتلوهن. This is about the snakes. سئل عن حيات البيوت. When you see one of them, the snakes in your homes, say, I implore you by the promise which Noah made with you, and I implore you with the promise which Sulaiman made with you, not to harm us. Then if they come back, kill them. If you see the snake the first time, do not kill it, because they have a promise with the Prophet Sayyidina Nuh and Sayyidina Sulaiman that if they don't harm, then we don't harm them as well. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الرجل أصفر الوجه من غير مرض ولا علة فذاك من غش للإسلام في قلبه من غش الإسلام في قلبه. When you see a man yellow in complexion without any disease or ailment, then that is from the deception of Islam in his heart. He's a hypocrite. يعني. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم أهل الجوع والتفكر فاقتربوا منهم فإنه تجري الحكمة معهم. When you see the people of hunger and contemplation, draw near to them, for surely wisdom flows with them. This is more about like Sufis and dervishes, sheikhs who are aesthetic. They have zuhd. They do not eat a lot and they do not talk a lot, but they are more in contemplation. تفكر. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم شابا يأخذ بزي المسلم بتقصيره وتشميره فذاك من خياركم وإن رأيتم الشيخ الطويل الشاربين يسحب ثيابه فذاك من شراركم. When you see the young man taking on the attire of the Muslim by shortening and rolling up his sleeves, that one is from the best of you. And when you see the old man with long mustaches pulling on his robes, that one is from the worst of you. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الرايات السود قد جاءت من قبل خراسان فأتوها فإن فيها خليفة الله المهدي. When you see the black banners have come from Khorasan, Khorasan is I think beyond Iran or part of Iran now, coming from Khorasan, come to them, for they have the Khalifa of Allah, the Mahdi. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رأيتم الهلال فصوموا وإذا رأيتموه فأفطروا فإن أغم عليكم فعدوا 30 يوما. When you see the crescent, fast, and when you see it break break your fast at the beginning of Ramadan and at the end of Ramadan. If it is obscured from you, then count 30 days. The new moon. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رجع أحدكم من سفره فليرجع إلى أهله بهدية ولو لم يجد إلا أن يلقي في مخلاته حجرا أو حزمة حطب فإن ذلك مما يعجبهم. When one of you returns from his travels, let him return to his family with a gift. If he does not find one, let him throw in his bag a rock or a bunch of wood, for that is from what pleases them. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رفعت رأسك من السجود فلا تقعي كما يقعي الكلب ضع آليتك بين قدميك وألصق ظهر قدميك بالأرض. When you raise your head from the prostration, from the sujood, do not squat like a dog squats. Place your buttocks between your feet and stick the back of your feet to the ground. Stick the back of your feet to the ground. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رد الله على العبد المسلم روحه من الليل فسبحه ومجده واستغفره غفر له ما تقدم من ذنبه وإن هو قام فتوضأ وصلى فذكره واستغفره ودعاه تقبل منه. When Allah returns the soul of a Muslim servant during the night, and he glorifies him, exalts him, and seeks his forgiveness, his past sins are forgiven. And if he gets up, performs wudu, and prays, then remembers him, seeks his forgiveness, and supplicates him, it is accepted from him. This is encouragement for waking up before Fajr time. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رعف أحدكم في الصلاة أو ذرعه القيء فإن كان قلسا يغسله أو وجد مذيا فلينصرف ليتوضأ ثم يرجع إلى ما بقي من صلاته ولا يستقبلها جديدا وهو مع ذلك لا يتكلم حتى يرجع إلى ما بقي من صلاته. When one of you gets a nosebleed during prayer or is overcome and vomits, if it is only belching, let him wash it. Or if he finds prostatic fluid, let him leave the prayer and perform wudu. Then he should return to where he left off in the prayer and not restart anew and he should not speak until he returns to the remainder of his prayer. يعني this is not very common, of course. يعني قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا رقدت فاغلق بابك وأوكي سقائق وخمر إنائك واطفئ مصباحك فإن الشيطان لا يفتح بابا ولا يحل وكاء ولا يكشف غطاء وإن الفأرة الفويسقة تحرق على أهل البيت بيتهم ولا تأكل بشمالك ولا تشرب بشمالك ولا تمشي في نعل واحدة ولا تشتمل الصماء ولا تحتب في الدار مفضيا ولا تحتب في الدار مفضيا. The complicated one. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, Prophet صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, when you lie down, close your door. يعني for the night, يعني when you're going to bed, close your door, your bedroom door. Tie up your water skin, cover your bottles and cups, or utensils or vessels as they call it. Cover up your bottles and cups. Don't leave a cup open or a bottle open. And turn off your lamps. In those days they had, of course, oil lamps. For surely the shaitan cannot open a door or untie a knot or remove a cover. And surely the harmful mouse can burn down a house over its people. There is a riwayah that the Prophet ﷺ, he woke up in the middle of the night and he saw the mouse taking the thread of the lamp, which could cause a fire. Do not eat with your left hand. Do not drink with your left hand. Do not walk with one sandal. Do not wrap yourself completely, leaving no room for the arms. And do not sit with your legs up at home while wrapped in a single cloth. These are things that the Arabs used to do in those times. They would have what is called the izar. Izar is like a towel that man would cover. Some people, they still use it now in some countries. But when you have this izar, your private parts can show if you lift your legs up, if you sit and you're with your legs up. And what he's saying is that even if you are alone at home, you should be careful not to expose yourself in this way. These are all adab of the Prophet ﷺ teaching to the Arabs who had just come to Islam. And these are the adab, the refinement that Prophet ﷺ brought to these people, how to sit, how to eat, and how to go to bed, and these kinds of things. ومن الله توفيق. الفاتحة. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
عليكم السلام.